to be done.
Let me come back to this
Like
question
water.
of public education funding, because there was a question to the candidates the other night in the debate. A gentleman from television, that's how I refer to him, I don't really know his name, who was not Gromer and was not Peggy Fecack, claimed that we are 46th in per student spending among the 50 states in Texas. Somehow that struck me as not right. That'll be fact-checked by somebody. We'll find out if it is. I don't know that we're 46th or not, but we're near the bottom. I think he said we were closer to $9,000 per student, and that was a couple $1,000s, maybe $2,000 below the national average. He asked them, and I'll ask you, what is the price tag for making education in this state better? And if it requires more money, where will we find it? Now, you've indicated to me already that you think actually we could spend less. Okay. You would cut public education?
Oh, yes.
Would you have security forces protecting you at all times from the parents to whom you would say this blasphemous thing? You really believe we should cut public education funding?
You can overspend on everything, and we do, and education's no exception to that rule. I mean, we made spendthrifts out of the people that spend their tax dollars. It's like they can't spend it foolishly enough. If you give them more of a budget, and this $8,000 or $9,000 per capita, I think that's enough to satisfy our constitutional mandate. Lots of parents would love to have $8,000 or $9,000 to educate their children.
So the cuts in the 2011 session, you're cool with that?
Oh, they weren't enough.
They weren't enough. You would have cut more.
Oh, yes.
You are an original, I will say that. That is not a very popular point of view.
Well, I beg to differ. I'm going around.
You think it is a popular point of view?
Well,
you think there's enough people out there who believe that the cuts in 2011 were not adequate to the task that you can get elected?
Well, we'll see about that. But it is a view that is gaining currency.
You think
I'll say
so?
that we overspend on education. Where does it stop? I mean, this judge has said we have to spend until more and more and more until our test scores get up to his satisfaction. But look at the perverse incentives there. School districts now know that they can get more money, more and more money, by having worse and worse scores.
So you think that there are...
Only in the free market, that wouldn't happen.
Do you think these schools are are they throwing the fight in order to get more money? They're actually deliberately lowering their test scores in order to get more money?
I think some are.
Would you like to name any names specifically?
No.
But you really believe there are school districts that are deliberately...
Incentives matter. Human beings respond to incentives. And if you did this in business, you say, if you fail, you'll get more money. Your budget will be better. People would do that.
So I've been on your website, and all over your website, you love on the Constitution.
I do.
So Judge Dietz, the Austin judge who has said so far that the state is out of compliance with its constitutional obligations on public school funding, he is citing that same Constitution as the basis for his ruling.
Well, Andrew Jackson said he made his ruling, he can enforce it. If I were governor, we'd say, well, that's interesting. We don't agree.
So you would,
no judge and no panel of judges, no Supreme Court, federal or state, can tell Texas how to spend their Texas tax dollars or how to educate Texas children.
So if this ruling the ruling comes from Judge Dietz, it's appealed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court upholds Judge Dietz. Governor Glass, well, we don't know if they will or not.
They will.
Governor Glass's response would be, talk to the hand, right? That's basically what you would say.
Yeah.
You would not adhere to the ruling of the Supreme Court.
One aspect, the one that said property taxes are unconstitutional, school property taxes, I would say, okay, they're unconstitutional, let's stop collecting them.